Hi everyone, welcome back to CloudDemoDive. We already explored more core compute storage and serverless services, but what about the databases? So today we are diving into database service that is built in high performance and massive scale, that is Amazon DynamoDB. So this is the next video of the AWS Skill Builder series. So let's get started. So, what is DynamoDB? Unlike traditional relational databases that uses tables and rows, DynamoDB is a NoSQL database. It is a fully managed key value and document database service designed for applications that need single digit millisecond performance at any scale. This means you don't have to worry about managing the servers, scaling, and complex administration. AWS handles all of that so you can focus on building your application and storing your data efficiently. So the when we work on DynamoDB, there are three main concepts. First is the table, which is where we store our data. It is similar to the table that we used in the relational databases, but with more flexibility. Second is the item, which is a group of attributes. Item is basically a group of attributes, and this is equivalent to a row in a relational database. You can say in such manner. It can be a document or a set of key value pairs. And the third one is the primary key, which uniquely identifies each item of that table. DynamoDB uses this key to quickly find and retrieve data, which is what gives such incredible performance. So we have some PK and SK value in DynamoDB, so through which if you have a lots of data in the table of DynamoDB, it can fetch the data more efficiently. So, what we have in today's demo, let's talk about that. So, in today's lab, we are going to get our hands on dirty with DynamoDB. We will create a table, add some sample data to it, and then practice a basic query to retrieve the data. And finally, we will learn how to properly delete the table. So, this is the whole uh, hands on we are doing right now in the AWS Skill Builder series. So, let's get started. So yeah, log in with your credentials in the AWS Skill Builder page, and we have this learning plan. For this, we are doing this um, playlist. We are doing this series. So just click on that. In this series, we already cover few topics like VPC, EC2, Lambda, S3, IAM. So in this video, we are going to cover the DynamoDB. So click on Go to Training. In this, we were going to explore Amazon API Gateway, AWS uh, CloudFront, and then the audit of our AWS environment. So yeah, let's. Today we will be introduce the Amazon DynamoDB. Just click on Start. So yeah, if you didn't follow, if you are here for the first time, so this is the part of the AWS Skill Builder series, and it is limited till 2nd of October. You can just try it and do the hands-on with your own by logging into this series. So yeah, I made a full playlist on previous 6 topics, you can say. So the remaining ones are DynamoDB and few more, like total I think 1 2 3 4 5 6 topics I already covered. Today I will cover this DynamoDB one, and then API gateway, eh, CloudFront, and how we can do some audit in our AWS environment. We will cover that. So in this playlist we will 3 more videos will come in next few series in next few days. So yeah, keep an eye on that. So you can see AWS training and certification team had created a fully structured way of document. It creates a document in which it has all the tasks, what we are going to do in this lab, and all the things. We have to just click on Start Lab, accepting the terms and condition, and start the lab. So you can see these are all the steps it mentioned here. You can see we have 5 tasks lined up in this demo, in this hands-on. So our lab is ready. You can just open the console and you have your AWS account set up. uh, so you can use it and do the hands-on. So let's just log into the AWS account. You can see this is the AWS lab user they provided us to do the hands-on. So let's get started. The first task, that is create a new table. So we have to just go to the DynamoDB. So you can see these are the recently visited. So this is the new account, so that's why there is nothing showing up. I'm just pasting the DynamoDB here and click on it. So the our first task is to create a table. So we have to just go to the create table and then enter the table name as music, and we have partition key and the sort key. So sort key is the optional thing, but we are uh, adding these two as well. So we will enter the table name as music, and then partition key as artist and sort key as song, and then we will create the table. And we will also choose set the partition key and sort key data types, like it is a string format. Let's go and do that. Just click on create tables. I'm setting it as music, then I'm choosing the partition key as artist and sort key as song. I'm just pasting here, and yeah, by default it's set to string, but we have three more, binary or number. So I after setting all these things, we have the table settings. By default settings are this one: table class is DynamoDB standard, and you can customize settings also. So you have to provide, if you have more data like heavy workloads for the production system, you can go for the customized setting as well. I'm going with the default setting one and just click on create. So it will create a table for us in DynamoDB with music table, in which our partition key is artist and the sort key is song. So we will be able to filter songs based on the party artist name, and also filter out some specific songs of a particular artist. So you can see in few minutes you will be see that this music table was created successfully. So our first task is completed. Now we have to add some data into this table. So for adding the data, go to the explore item, select the music tab table, and choose the create item here. So I'm just going inside this music table. Here you will be able to see explore table items, and here you can see this is the create item. Just click on it. You'll having this sheet. You can also, this is the form view, and if you want into the JSON view, you can also see in the JSON view. And this is the DynamoDB JSON, so like this is the type, string type or something like that. So you can do in this format as well. So I'm just in the form page, and let me just create a first item with artist as Pink Floyd and its song Money, and just click the create item. So these are the only required attributes, but we can also add additional attributes uh, to this. So if you want to add additional attributes, just while creating this, you have to just add a new attribute. You have to just click on here and select the format of the string, like format of the new attribute. I'm just choosing new string. You have to pass the attribute name and the value of that. So a new string attribute rows goes added. So let me just enter a new attribute, that is album, this one, and the album name is the dark side of the moon. Just paste that after editing all this. And now let's choose another attribute with number as an data type. So if you just choose it, add an attribute, choose number, and then we will add some number to it with in which year it is launched, like in which year it is yeah, the song is launched. So yeah, I'm just entering the year is here as well. And after entering all this data, click on save and close, or you if you create the first time, you have to just click on create item. So you can see this first item, first data is being inserted into our table. The item is now appears on the console. Create a second item using these attributes. So let me just create a new item with artist John Lennon, and then song is the Imagine. Add a new attribute of a string, that is my um, album. So my album is Imagine only. Then add a new attribute of year and then genre. So let me just add a new attribute of number with year, and what's the year? It's 1971. And then the one, add a new attribute with string format of genre. Just copy that string and pasting here, and the genre is soft rock. So yeah, we are good with this data. So after creating, you have to just click on create item. So our second item is also created. And now let's create a third attribute as well with some different things, different records into it. So let me just create item again, just pasting it. The sort key is song name is Gangnam Style of PSY. Then adding a new attribute of string for the album. This is the album name, and the year is 2201 2011. So for a year I have to choose this number, and the year of this album is 2011. And again at last, one more number variable of the length of the second, like how many second this song has. Let me just add that. It is 219 second of total length. So once you enter all this, just click on create item. So you can see all these three items we created are populated here. So this is how you can add the data in the DynamoDB by singling. If you want to add something, if you also want to add data, you can just do that. Next, you can also do from CLI. You can also insert the items in this manner by creating a JSON format. Yeah. So next task is to modify an existing item. So we already did it for the first one because I already created with this one only, but we have to add the year one as well. So let me just go and change the year from 2011 to 12 in the PSI, the Gangnam Style song. Just go to actions and edit the item. In place of 2011, we have to just put 2012 and save and close. So this will uh, changes the year, and it is updated our data as well. Now third task is also completed. Now we have to query the table. So to query the table, we have to just go to the explore items and music table. We have this thing, scan and query items. You can just scan those or the query from the table. So just I'm choosing the query one to query into the database, into this DynamoDB. And for the field, for the partition key and the sort key, what fields we want to filter it out, what fields we want to query, if based on artist and the song name, you can see right up here. So right now I want to just search for this artist song, whose song names Gangnam Style. So I'm to just paste it here. And if you run it, you will be able to see that this is the data of the uh, this is the output of the query which we got. Next, click on scan. So you can see scan is also there. So scan basically involves looking through and every item in the table, so it's less efficient and takes significant time of larger tables. So if you run a query on a larger table with a lot of records, the query will run fast, but the scan will run a little bit of slower because it will scan all the every items in the table. So in the scan, if you just expand this filter option, and based on year, if you want to search something, let me just use year and choose the type as number because year is number and equals to 1971. If you want to check this of year 1971 how many data is there, just click on run. You can see this is the artist and this is the imagine song of this. So you can see this one. So in this way we will be able to query the table as well. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you want to do more, like if you want to query the data on big large data set, like a lot of records are there, like millions of records, you should go for the query one because that is more efficient and faster than scan. Next, after doing all these things, let's delete the table so that it will not incur any cost. So in this task, we created this music table. Now we are going to delete this table. So next, go to the tables, and here we have this music table. Just select it, and we have to just click on delete and confirm to agree to confirm the delete option. Let me just delete here. Here you can see delete all CloudWatch alarms if any. So yeah, we have to delete that one as well. And if you want to create a on-demand backup, yeah, it will create a on-demand backup as well, but I don't want to do that, so I will just leave as is. Just type confirm here and click on delete. So once that, if you click on delete, that this table is deleted from the console, from your AWS environment. So in this way we successfully deleted the music table. And this is how, this is a small hands-on on Amazon DynamoDB we did. So yeah, give it a try. So our next task is to launch the knowledge check to make it one-on-one result one-on-one. So just launch the knowledge check, click on it. It will take few minutes to load. So this lab assessment has total 5 questions. We have to answer it correctly, those 5, to get this pass result one-on-one, so that we will be able to submit the result. Just begin the test. Which statement best describe the flexibility of adding attribute to item into a DynamoDB table? All item must have the same attribute as defined during table creation. Attributes can be added after modifying the table structure. New attributes can added to some items without affecting others. Attributes can be added only if they are defined in the table schema. So that's not correct. This is the correct one. New attributes can be added to some items without affecting others. Each operation is used to retrieve data in DynamoDB based on the specific criteria. So based on the specific criteria, if you want to do, you should go for the query one. What should you consider before deleting a DynamoDB table? The need of for a backup for the data or not. Yeah, that should we consider. Like if we need the backup, we should do the backup and then we delete the DynamoDB table. Which of the following statement is true about inserting data into DynamoDB table? So you can insert items with different attributes into the same table. You must insert all attributes defined in the table. No, that's not correct. You you must insert all attributes defined in the table schema. No, you can only insert string data types. Not all items in the table must have the same number of attributes. No, that's not correct. So you can insert items with different attributes in the same table. What is the relationship between primary key and sort key in Amazon DynamoDB? So they are always required together. Yeah, that's correct. They uniquely identify each item when they used in combination. So this is the most, I think, appropriate one. Just finishing the assessment, you can see all the answers are correct. You can just review those. Once you passed, just go here and you will be able to see that the result will pop up as one on one. Just click on submit the result. So yeah, that's it for this hands-on video. Once you submitted it successfully, just go here and log out, sign out from this AWS console and end this lab by clicking on complete lab. So this is how we completed this introduction to Amazon DynamoDB lab in AWS Skill Builder series. So next on the page, you have to just rate it and click on view next. You have a certification of completion generated from the AWS training and certification team. If you didn't get that, just refresh this page. You will be able to see the um, certificate that you are successfully completed this introduction to DynamoDB, Amazon DynamoDB. Just rating and click on view next. You can see view and download. So yeah, this is the AWS training and certification certificate they generated for you. So yeah, that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to pick the another topic, that is introduction to Amazon API gateway. See you then. Thanks.